All right, Bubba. So first off, we worked together for a little over the last 6 months, right?
Yep.
And coming into the program, what like where were you starting at? Because a lot of people will see your before and after photos and be like, man, like you look strong, Bubba. So like they might think like, wow, like you know, how can I become like Bubba? Where did he even start at? And how is that process like? So coming into the program, Bubba, what were you doing before working with me? How was your life before? How was your body specifically feeling before?
Yeah. So I really wasn't doing anything as far as workouts go. So I was just my body I felt like was deteriorating. Being as that I'm an old man now, if you don't move, if you don't do anything for your body, it deteriorates automatically. So I knew that was happening, and specifically, I really felt stiff in all my muscles. Like when I'd get out of bed in the morning, it was like a slow roll, getting everything warmed up, and throughout the day, my legs were always tight. So I knew that I needed to get back into a routine to slow the aging process, I guess. So I guess primarily that's what incentivized me.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, I know we talked about it too, like you like to golf, you're an active guy, and so feeling like an old man, for the better word of it, like you had aches and pains, back pain, things like that, it's limiting, right? And then that's not the Bubba that I know that I'm familiar with, right? One that's limited. And so how has that changed? What has been different for you since we started working together?
So yeah, it's changed a lot. Um, I really feel like a total different person now, honestly. Through the stretching that you got me going on, my body's loosened up. My legs don't feel tight all the time. I don't get the back pain and neck pain and the joint discomfort that I was having. And my overall well-being is improved a lot. Not to mention my favorite hobby is golf, and really I've been playing, this is no lie either, I've been playing good golf lately, and I attribute it wholeheartedly to the routine you put me on and the stretching and the band workouts.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you mentioned too, like, so your golf's gotten a lot better, just everything's feeling better. And all of this without going to the gym, right? We're just doing band workouts at home.
Doing hour-long band workouts at home, it's not like, you're having to kill it every workout. It's just a regular routine, and you stick with it, and you get through the sets on a timely manner, and you get a little cardio, and you get the routine done, and really it's a 45 minute to an hour long workout.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the beginning, we didn't even have you working out that long. That's what we got you up to at the probably month 3, I would say. Like at the end of our 12 weeks, we were starting to hit hour-long workouts, right? But in the
Yeah,
beginning, it
no,
was even shorter.
that's another thing I really liked, Jordan, about working with you, is because you started me out slow. In fact, I thought it was too slow, but I know actually I realized what there was a formula to it all, and with the stretching and the workout starting out slow, we built a good base.
Yeah.
Because being 50 years old, my joints aren't what they used to be. My shoulders needed to get muscle structure built up, and so then once we did that, we moved up the ladder to some more rigorous workouts. But it wouldn't have been smart to jump right into those things right off the bat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been smart.
And that's where I see it. This happens in a lot of people, a lot of men, especially because us men sometimes like to be a little macho, especially when it comes to workouts in the gym. is we'll just jump to what we used to do when we were in shape, or just jump to what some other person who's in really good shape is doing and think like, okay, I'll do that too. And then the opposite ends up happening. You just feel beat up, like, and don't want to go back, or you can't go back for over a week, or it's, God forbid, something like a serious injury can actually happen, right?
Exactly.
And, so what we did is we kind of like humbled ourselves a little bit at the beginning, built the base, right? And then now you have this confidence and just you feel amazing, which is fantastic. And, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show off kind of your progress and just kind of how your body's changes. This is the wrong chart, but over here we got, this is how much you've changed, Bubba. And over the last, just your first 12, 15 weeks working in the program and stuff. We go on the left is kind of where you started, week 1, right? And in the middle here we got after your 12-week program. So it's, you got like full on abs after just, it was like, this is pretty much week 15 for you. You got full on abs, your chest is a lot fuller, shoulders, everything just looking way stronger, right? And then we kept building on that, and that's where the chart I originally had pulled up really shows that too. But you've got a lot more muscle mass on yourself now, right? Like the first 12, 15 weeks was more like, I know you told me in the beginning, like, I'm starting to lose weight, which wasn't really your goal.
Yes.
You're like, I'm losing weight. What's going on? I'm like, just trust the process.
I'm getting too skinny.
Yeah. And then now you're bigger than when you started, believe it or not. Like this guy on the right here weighs more than this guy on the left. But this guy on the right here still's got his abs, which we'll show in this side view here. You can really see it with the lighting. And he's got way bigger shoulders, and his chest is more fuller than ever. And then your back muscle, man, is like, the back is it's the biggest muscles in the body when you look at the upper body, right? You got your legs and you got your back. And that's where all the power is going to come from your torso, from your upper body is the back, right? Especially these muscles here, that where you have your spine, that surround your spine, like that, those are core muscles, man. And that's going to be, you use that when you golf. And, you got way stronger legs. You're not really showing them off with the shorts, but you got stronger legs, obviously, right? Your hip power and your back muscles. And no wonder why you're playing way better golf, and then you're pain free, which is fantastic. So it just shows, it's testament to your consistency with the program and just kind of putting in the work. And it's like you said, it's a formula, and you got the formula. You put in the work, the consistency, and then boom, we got the results, which is fantastic. So congrats on that, Bubba.
The results speak for themselves.
Yeah, coming into the program, did you expect this?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All as I expected, Jordan, was to feel better, not be all tight in my muscles, and, just kind of to avoid from growing old fast. But that's a total transformation. I'm really blown away by that, honestly.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. And we talked about this too after I think we're at week 15, like after your first original transformation, of how like we kind of like reversed aged you, like you just feel younger.
Yep.
Yeah, which is fantastic. So they also want to show off is honestly just your weight throughout the program, because this is where a lot of people go wrong. This is where a lot of people get caught up in the scale and think, oh, am I really seeing progress? Because they're just looking at the scale only, and they're not looking at pictures, they're not looking at the strength they're building in the gym or the bands, right? On your case. And so in the beginning, you told me you wanted to build muscle, right? We had maybe a little bit of extra like body fat to get rid of. But in the beginning, it was like, okay, you wanted to gain weight just from the start, more likely, or stay the same weight at least, right? And when we started, you definitely gained muscle. At the same time, though, your body recomposition was changing. You were eating whole foods, and that body fat just wanted to go, which was a good thing, right? You looked way stronger after it, and we were able to lose some weight originally, got down to like 149, and then doing the same thing, but just kind of upping your calories a little bit, getting more consistent with the eating. And then also this is where we kind of pivoted into the stronger, longer workouts, right? And then boom, your weight came right back up to where we started, and now it's gone up even higher, right?
That's
And
crazy.
the thing is, your original transformation, which was like we went through a 21-day jump start and then your 12-week program, you started at 155 and you ended at 154. You know?
Wow.
And it's funny is like people can look at just the numbers and think like, oh, Bubba lost 1 pound in 15 weeks. What's the big deal? But then you look at these pictures and you're like, no, Bubba completely transformed in 15 weeks, you know? So it just goes to show that the scale is not the only thing, right? And a lot of times people get confused with that. I think your story is just exemplifies that of, you're pretty much we're the same weight starting to finish. It just your body looks completely different. You feel completely different. Your body is different.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So Bubba, what would you say for someone who is, just going to start off their journey? Maybe they're thinking about getting started. They were like basically in your shoes before you joined the program, feeling some pain, and not really necessarily feeling like they should be where they're at right now.
Well, I guess I'd have to say if you're tired of feeling not great, if you're tired of not having energy, if you're tired of the aches and pains, if you're tired of playing crappy golf and you just want to improve your life, feel better, be stronger, look trimmer, and this is a perfect routine for anybody. And the hardest thing is always just crossing the threshold, just making the decision, just getting through the door and starting. That's always the hardest thing. Once you start and you get on the program and you have Jordan keeping you accountable, it's not hard. It becomes the daily routine, and the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the time you put in, and you will not be disappointed with the results if you stay committed.
Yeah, that's great advice. And what would you say, Bubba, because people are going to ask this, what has been maybe like the key 1, 2, 3 elements for you that you feel like those changes that you made that really gave you the results that really like just were big, either mindset shifts or just habits that you picked up that you're like, okay, I got to do this now?
Well, I'd have to say that the accountability. I really would have struggled doing this by myself and keeping myself accountable. I really feel like I needed you to sort of just be encouraging me and talking me through at the beginning when I had questions and stuff. You know, with nutrition and the workouts I was doing. So it'd be difficult to do it by myself. I needed the accountability, and primarily, I guess that would be it.
Yeah, it was the accountability for you was the big thing, the thing that allowed you just kind of put it all together, right, and just stay on track. Yeah,
yeah.
And that's something that we kind of didn't mention that a lot of people would think is almost impossible is that this journey, the 6 months, included like we started before the holidays, right? You celebrated the holidays, and then we went back to work, and it was like that first picture transformation of the 15 weeks, right? Was like right before, was it Thanksgiving, right? Or Christmas?
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right before Thanksgiving. And then after that, like we had Christmas, New Year's, and you still made this transformation through that time.
Yeah, and this is a lifestyle program for me. It's not a one and done. It's not temporary. And even if you're going through the holidays, you can still maintain good eating habits. And in the long run, of course, you're going to have the cheat day, I guess, on Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day, but it's a lifestyle change. for me. And so you could get through the holidays, and you could, you know, it's just it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Bottom line for me.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and great to hear you say that as one of my students graduating. Is that it is that lifestyle change. It's more of now becoming an identity of just health and fitness, right? That you're going to carry on from here, and it's not just something that you did once and then go back to the way you're living before. And I think that's what happens so often with different programs and different, like, there's all these different things out there when it comes to wanting to there's the P90X, right, which is a great thing, but at the same time, not for a lot of people, that's not a lifestyle. Like, there's keto diet, for example, but again, like, if it doesn't, how can you stick with that for the rest of your life? There's a lot of things that revolve around like setting limits and cutting things out, and doesn't really embody a lifestyle. And that's really the difference, right? It's being able to have that confidence of, oh, I can keep this up all year. Oh, I can keep this up forever if I wanted to,
Yeah, and I honestly intend to, and we'll see how it goes. I won't have you checking in with me on a regular basis anymore, but so far I've been off the program for 2 weeks, and I've been pretty much sticking with it. And I intend to, I intend to feel good in my older age. I want to enjoy life. I'm an active guy, and I don't want to feel like the world is pulling me down, that gravity is pulling me down. I want to move forward, stay busy, stay active, feel good. I don't want to eat good.
Yeah, that's awesome, Bubba. So I appreciate you for sharing, Bubba, your experience, your story, because I think there's so many other men out there who probably feel exactly like you did 6 months ago, who are, in pain and just knowing that they should get started, but not knowing where to start, right? And I know, like, for you, you said before joining the program, you didn't work out for 2 years. But before that, you had worked out, you were doing stuff in the gym, right? And so every once in a while, you maybe had some injuries, and you had that fear of wanting, like, you wanted to go back, you knew you should exercise, but you just didn't know what to do because you just thought, like, my body's not the same now as it was then. And that's great that, we talked about how you were able to start slower and build that foundation. And now you feel like you've reversed aged, you're younger, you're, hitting the golf ball better than ever. And you just feel like this is something that you can keep on doing for forever. It's a lifestyle that you're trying to, at this point, that you've adopted, and that it's just, at that point, it's something to live by, which is great.
That's my goal. That's my intention. And I'll probably check in with you every once in a while, just
Definitely.
to make sure I'm keeping up.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, once one of my students, you'll always be one of my students. So we're always going to be in touch. And then it's one of those things too, where the door is always open if you need more coaching to come back, right? But we're not going to be working on something that we worked on 6 months ago. It'll be just keeping to build on this, momentum that we've already built, which is great. Yeah. All right, Bubba.
Looking forward to the future.
Cool. All right, Bubba. So something I'm going to do just to end our recording is we're going to do the mind, body, spirit sign off together. I don't think you've seen that yet.
What?
We're going to go. So what I do for my podcast episodes to end them out,
Yeah.
I go mind, body, and spirit. So we're going to do that together real quick. You can just flex with one arm if you're holding the phone. Sound good?
Sure.
All right. So we're going mind, body. There we go. Look at that gun. And spirit. Awesome.
Amen.
Thanks, Bubba.